Well, it seems like we only got a couple days of fall-like weather in Montana before Mother Nature decided it was time for a taste of winter. The snowstorm we've been talking about all week arrived Friday night, dropping rain in the east and snow on the west side of the state. Q2's Mitch Laggy has been collecting pictures from all around the state of the snow and rain, and it's pretty unbelievable what he's been finding. Mitch?
Well, Zoe, it seems like winter came especially quick this year. Go ahead and take a look. I'm going to start us off in Glacier National Park. Here's a look at Logan Pass looking south. Plenty of the white stuff to be found over there. And this photo was taken in East Glacier at 3 a.m. That ruler showing about 7 inches of fresh powder. And speaking of fresh powder, here's Showdown Ski Area south of Great Falls. They're starting to get a good base going up there. And Red Lodge Mountain also seeing a few flakes from that snowstorm. And Great Falls is also seeing its first snowfall of the season out of this storm. Here's what it looked like this afternoon. And finally, out to Cut Bank, where this storm last night was just getting started. And I'll be watching this snowstorm make its way across the state. And if you have any photos you'd like to share, reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or you can email your photos to news@ktvq.com. Zoe, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mitch. Kind of unbelievable. Turning now to weather with Rob's. A couple of days of fall and boom, it kind of seems like winter all of a sudden. Yeah. Those images and videos that Mitch showed us are pretty unbelievable.
Oh yeah, and the first full week of fall wouldn't be complete until early Monday morning, so we didn't even make it that far. Right now you can see snow in central and western Montana. Check out the temperatures below freezing right now at Cut Bank and Great Falls and Helena and Dillon. We've got rain out to the east. Now here are the winter impacts that we're paying attention to. For agriculture, we still have some animals in high summer pasture, maybe that haven't come down yet. Also unharvested crops, especially up toward the northeast. For recreationists, we're talking hunters, hikers, campers, possibly stranded, dangerous exposure, difficult roads back there. Might be a good weekend to sit that out. And then of course the potential for power outages with downed trees and power lines, low visibility, snow and ice on the roads, all that stuff combining to make kind of for a nasty Saturday night. We have watches and warnings to talk about. The big ones, of course, the winter storm warning for all the areas in pink for central and western Montana. In the purple, winter weather advisory, and you notice those will expire starting from the west, moving to the east as of Sunday night into Monday evening. So this system is still going to stick around. By the way, a little footnote, 23 inches of snow on the ground at Browning. So Browning, Montana, almost 2 feet of snow as we speak right now. That's unbelievable.
Pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
And David J. joining us now because of the weather for more than a quarter century, this event that you were at today was held at Pioneer Park. Is that correct?
Yeah, it went from Pioneer to Skyview High School, so it actually turned out to be a real good decision out there. The organizers decided early in the week to move Saturday Live to Skyview with today's weather, and they say they made the right decision. About 30 to 40 schools, some with several groups, came to Skyview. This is the 27th year for Saturday Live, as Zoe said, usually held at Pioneer Park. They use the cafeteria, 2 gyms, hallways, and the theater. The Education Foundation of Billings says that the change has gone smoothly.
The community has been awesome. So many people have stayed up late, gotten up early, pulled the strings to make this all work and come together. Cooperation has been phenomenal. A lot of these groups, this is the only fundraiser they do all year because it raises enough money that they don't have to do any more fundraisers throughout the whole year, and they can get it all done in one day.
And we just heard from the Education Foundation for the Billings Public Schools. The preliminary numbers show this year's Saturday Live raised about $55,000 for the students. Zoe?
All right, thanks so much, David. Well, the Yellowstone Art Museum started in 1964, and its success can be attributed to support from its members. Today, the museum hosted a membership appreciation. The museum is now featuring several exhibits, including photographs from Clyde Butcher and the Northwest exhibit. The event is also membership-driven and gives a chance for a look behind the scenes. The American Alliance of Museums has accredited about 3% of museums nationwide, and the Yellowstone Art Museum is part of that and one of 7 in Montana, and a special place to its members.
I think the people of Billings, it's not just appreciate the museum, but they respect who we bring in, they respect the history to this. I mean, this was the original county jail. This is an iconic piece to downtown, and we have a cultural institution here that I think is really helping define what Billings is, and we just want to honor the members. You know, membership is more than just free admission to the museum, and we want to really make sure that people are aware of that.
And part of the event gave members a chance to go behind the scenes and see the Yellowstone Art Museum's special collections. Well, history, tradition, and skill, it's all part of the Prairie Hand Spinners Fiber Fest today. The event, now in its 4th year, feeling some of the demand for those wanting to wear and work with wool. Now, Fiber Fest shows the entire process of making clothes, from the animal to the spinning to the finished product. Today was a chance to learn about a craft that was once a big part of clothing.
It's really been a neat opportunity for lots of people who love fiber to come together and really have a place. They like the process and they like the fact that it's natural. There's no chemicals involved in it. It was a way of life in the past, and we're really lucky we don't have to do it now. Now we just love to do it.
The Prairie Hand Spinners meet once a month at the Yellowstone Art Museum's Visible Vault, and they work at several events throughout the year, including Summer Fair and the Threshing Bee in Huntley. Well, stay with us. More to come on the 5:30 news. An invasive species closing in on the Montana border. After the break, we tell you how Montana prepares for the possible invasion in our weekly outdoor report. Later in sports, the Cats and Grizz Open Conference play. We've got highlights from Bozeman and California on the way.
You're watching MTN News with Zoe Zandora, Storm Tracker weather with Rob Griggs, and sports with Casey Conlon. This is the 5:30 news on Q2, Montana's news leader.